Hi there, it's Sandy from Spiral Crafts and Workshops again with another free polymer clay tutorial just for you. If you like making models out of polymer clay, then why don't you give us a subscribe below if you're on the YouTube channel, or a like on our Facebook page up the top so you can see all the free tutorials when they come out and you don't miss any, because there will be lots more on the way. So we're making the robin today, and the materials are listed in the description below, but I'll just have a quick run through here. So what I've got is a surface to work on, which is a nice marble board for me. Brown polymer clay, I use jumping clay. There is a link below in the description for what I use. This is a ball of red with little bits of green added and mixed in until you get the colour that you want. I've also got a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, a little bit of white and a little bit of black. So they're all over there, and I'm going to start with the brown. So give it a good roll into a nice smooth ball and then into a little bit of a sausage. So all of you veterans, I know you're all with me now, you know what you're doing. So the basic shape that we'll be using today is a teardrop shape. It occurs quite a lot in the different colours. But we'll start with the sausage and then put a line right in the middle of the sausage just to say that's the halfway mark. And then from between here and here we're going to put a halfway mark. And then between here and here we're going to go sort of just off from this line and then cut straight the way through. Don't worry that it doesn't look like very much, and we'll put that to one side. Oh, this is a jumping clay tool, by the way, that I use. I use jumping clay, I use the jumping clay tool. This is nice and kid friendly, but you don't have to. You can use an ordinary clay cutter if you want, because it does the same job. This is just really easy. So take your brown, your big piece, and give it a good roll in your hands. It's nice and smooth and round, although mine always come out saucer shaped, as you know. Keep rolling it and rolling it till you got it nice and smooth. Make it a bit rounder than that. And then once you've got a nice ball, if you take your two fingers and just roll off to one side, so just off to one side, you just roll like that. And the shape that you're after is this kind of a teardrop shape. So you don't want it too pointed on the top, because that's going to be his head. So you want that nice and rounded, but you just want that teardrop shape, so it's thinner at this end and fatter at this end. And then you're going to pop it on your corner of your greaseproof paper, ready, and you're going to leave your brown here, but you're going to go over to your red, because we need to put the red breast on before we put the wings on. So take your red and roll that into a ball, and then we're going to, there's probably about, there's probably 1/4 gram here. You don't need much because you're about to flatten it. I do recommend using your greaseproof paper when you do the flattening, because it helps when sometimes it'll stick to these kind of surfaces and it makes it difficult to get off. So make a teardrop shape again, and then with your tool, now it's got a flat side and a bumpy side, so you want flat side down, and then flatten your teardrop shape out like that. There we go. Just peel it off the back of your tool, and then where you've got the point, just help it stretch it a little bit more into more of a pointed shape, so you've got a really noticeable, obvious teardrop shape there. Then take your little robin body. Decide, now you need to leave shape for the space for the head, the face at the top, and then pop his little red breast in, flatten it on, just flatten it like that, then curl the bottom edge under and all the way round. That's it. Now that's his little red breast. Then we can take our little piece. Now it is reasonably important that you get the same size here. So I'm going to make it a nice, obvious, even sausage, and then I'm going to pop a line in the middle and cut through. Now hopefully I've got those pretty much the same size. Let's have a look. So I'll roll them into a ball. like that. That one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pinch a bit off that, not too much, just roll it into this one, and then roll it into that one as well. There we go. Then take each ball, which is each wing, and again, just one finger this time, just roll off centre so that you end up with a teardrop shape. And then for your other one, if you roll it into a ball, roll just off centre, and then you've got your other teardrop there. So those are like that. Next point is to take your flat side again and flatten your brown. And that's it, it's nice and smooth on that side. Again, just take the point and just tease it gently so it's a bit longer. Don't stretch the back too much. Just tease that so it's a bit longer. And then take the other one and flatten that one. It will go spring back a little bit, so don't worry, but you need them about the same size. Like that. Just going to flatten that a little bit more on that side. That's it. Pull it out a little bit so that we've got two wings. Give this another one flatten because it's sprung back a little bit. There we go. And then we've got two wings. So what you want to do is take your robin, so point the breast away from you and take your wing to put your flattest side out and put the point just on the edge of the breast and then just curl it round the body like that. So you've got the point just sticking onto his chest like he's rubbing his belly, and then just press the rest of the wing on. Same on the other side. That's the best side, although that's the best top side. Smooth that on the edge of his belly and just push it all the way around like that. And there you can see he's starting to look like a little fat robin. So next we're going to do his feet. So we need a little bit of black. So again, you've got probably about 1/4 gram here. Roll it into a sausage, and you want to take just a tiny little bit off the end and put that away for later because he's going to need some eyes. So these are going to be the feet for your robin. So roll it into a ball like that. Pop it on your paper, and then you want to go into the middle of across the centre of the sphere. If I just turn it slightly, you can see. Just be very gentle with you. Don't touch your robin. Okay, so you're going to go straight down and then just rock it backwards and forwards, and then they should just separate easily, but be very careful because you want to keep the shape. So if you keep the shape of these, I think we've done this before on other videos, just squeeze slightly and then pinch at the bottom. So you want to pinch here so that you've got a round bit and a flat bit at the back like that, and put that there. And same again with this one. We want to squeeze a little bit there, and then we want, this is the bit that you've cut. So you want to squeeze the bit that you've cut so it's flatter, and then you've got a nice domed bit at the front and a flat bit at the back, and it'll look a bit like that. Okay, then we take our robin, and the flat bits are going to tuck under his belly. So you can either sit him down and do it like that, because that's where one of his feet are going to go. It's probably the easiest because then you can see where they're going to fit, and then that's where the other one's going to go. And then you can press them down underneath like that and shape them a little bit if you want to. There we go. So that's our robin with his two little feet. I'm going to put the black back in here for a moment. Don't need it yet. So orange next. This is again about 1/4 gram, but you won't need all of this. You just need a pinch off here, and you want to sort of take the orange that you've got and decide, does that look too big for his face? No, it looks about right. So I'm going to roll it into a ball. Surprise, surprise. and then I'm going to roll it into a teardrop shape again. So that teardrop shape keeps recurring. Okay, so we've got a teardrop shape like that, and then flatten it at the back. I'm going to put it exactly where I think his nose should be, and then I'm going to round it up a bit because I've squeezed it. So there we go. So that's little Robin with his nose, his beak on. So he's got his beak. I'll go for the white now. Now I've noticed I've got a little bit of black clay on here, so what I'm going to do is just turn over my paper, because the black clay will contaminate the white. And with the white, you want to take a tiny little bit, because when you you don't need much, because when you flatten it, it gets bigger. So you don't want him looking too surprised. I'm going to clean this because I've got a little bit of black clay on here as well. Right, so we're into a ball. I'm actually going to go into a bit of a sausage so I can see better. And I want right in the middle, there. It doesn't look quite like the middle. So I'm going to take off a little bit from there. They look about the right size. So I've got two the same size, which is what we're looking for. And the black's playing up, that's it. So I've got two the same size, roll them into balls. And it is quite important that they are the same size again. But of course you can make them however you want to. There is no right and wrong. So flatten the... Now this is stuck a little bit, so I might actually do that one again. It does happen sometimes, don't worry about it. The nice thing about the clay is you can just start again. So I'm going to roll it out into a ball, pop it there, give it a flatten, and give the other one a flatten. Flatten that one a bit more because it's... Try and get them roughly the same size. Oh, we're kind of getting there. Right, peel it off the paper. Shape it back how we want it. And then the white of his eye is obviously going to go off to one side of his nose there. And then the other one, we can peel it off. And that's going to go right there. There we go. Now you see his little face coming alive now. Aww. Go back to the black. And roll it into a sausage. Now you won't need all of this. So just take a tiny little bit off the end and a second tiny bit off the end. Just stick to your fingers. There we go. That's it. Got black clay on the paper again. I have. Get the black off. It will affect other stuff if I'm making. So roll these two little black pieces into a ball and pop them right in the middle. Of your robin's eyes. If you want, I usually use my fingernail to just give him a little bit of a smile underneath there. And that is your little robin, all done, all finished. Now what you might want to do with this being a robin and being Christmas time, you might want to take your robin and pop him on the Christmas tree. Now you can do that. There's a bundle of tutorials that I've got. There's a link down below in the Etsy link down below. That will show you how to turn these into key rings or fridge magnets or mobiles as well. But you can use the keyring one and make this into a Christmas tree decoration. So how lovely is that if the kids make a Christmas tree decoration for Grandma and Grandpa? I think it'd be a lovely gift at Christmas. So there you go, there's your rocking robin all ready to go. Pop him on the side to dry and enjoy him, and don't forget to post your photos on the Facebook page because I'd love to see them. So take care, bye.